This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred for the third day in a row. I'm joined by a disgruntled Eddie Hearn today.
I'm not disgruntled, but at some point, I speak to you every 12, 14, 16 hours. What are you going to ask me now? I gave you a cracker yesterday, didn't I? Really, I was on great form. Yeah, probably will be on great form today, to be fair, and looking unbelievable.
I've heard you say that a couple of times, Eddie. I want to just pick up on something which I heard in an interview before the 5 Live one. Somebody asked you about Sky Sports not covering the show. Obviously, you've had a long-standing relationship with them in boxing until you guys split, and you still work together in other sports. How disappointed are you that Sky aren't here to help boost the show, given the past work they've done with Katie Taylor throughout?
I don't want to start saying something I might regret, but it's since obviously we made the move, they've just chose to ignore the fact that the biggest promotional company in the world exists in boxing, and I get that because it's a business. This is something very different. This is women's sport. This is a historic moment in not just boxing but in sport. And Katie Taylor boxed on the Sky platform for a long, long time, and they choose really to pretend it doesn't exist. BBC are here, ITV are here. You guys are here, Bloomberg are here, CNN are here, and for a long time, funnily enough, when we were on Sky, I used to actually get the hump that they would promote all boxing, but it was kind of like, we're a news outlet, we have to be impartial. Where's the impartiality now? But I understand as well there's a rivalry, and it's good. That's good for boxing itself, but very disappointed that they haven't given this any coverage, because every other news outlet have.
Outside of Anthony Joshua then and whatever network he ends up signing with, is this something you expect to be the case moving forwards?
We've seen it, But again, we understand it's rivalry, it's business, and that's good in a way for the sport. But this is different. This is something I would expect them to cover, especially with their investment across women's sport.
Away from that, obviously, we've got the press conference. We're doing this beforehand. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, what are you expecting from them up on stage? You expect to get heated at all? Or?
I don't know. I mean, I would. Jake Paul has done a great job. He's been very professional. Maybe this is the time where we ramp it up a little bit. Maybe we say what we feel. You got Ross Enema and you got Jordan Maldonado up there. Two guys who feel very strongly about their fighters in this fight. There's been a few bits backwards and forwards over the years. Maybe we can stoke a little bit about that. But I think both have done such an amazing job, in terms of promotion for this fight. I think probably both right now are thinking, let's just get in there and fight, because they've really done a great promotional job. And we'll see what happens up there. I'm expecting more from the likes of Liam Smith and Jesse Vargas. I don't know if you got Liam yesterday.
Yes, I did.
Well done. Anything?
He was on one, but not probably as heated as what you'd have liked to have seen.
Okay. Well, if he had the right interview, I'm sure we would have got something. But that's another story. And I think that'll be good up here today. So I just want to, we're Thursday now, so let's get moving and get in that ring on Saturday night.
I just want to ask about a couple of guys on the undercard. Galal Yafai, talk about his fight and what you're planning for him the rest of this year.
The first fight was a championship fight, a 10-round fight coming out of the Olympics. And when you're as good as Galal Yafai, this is the kind of speed I feel like you need to be moved. This is another tough fight. A Puerto Rican, by the way, who you're going to see thousands of Puerto Ricans in the Garden on Saturday. It's going to be a very tough fight, but he's an exceptional athlete. He's an exceptional fighter. And I think we're going to see a great performance from him. And this is the reason you sign with Matchroom. Because your first fight was at the O2 Arena as co-main event. Your next fight is at Madison Square Garden. Probably the one after this will be Canelo Alvarez against Triple G or whatever. No one else can offer you that kind of platform and that kind of profile. So I expect him to shine at this historic venue on Saturday.
I spoke to Amma Williams in the hotel lobby the other day, and he said that provided Saturday goes to plan, not only is the world his oyster, but the Anthony Fowler fight might be next.
Yeah. I love the Fowler fight because it's had a little bit of build-up over the years, and it's a really good fight. But let's see if he can come through a very tough fight against Cordell Booker. Was he 19-0, something like that? It's a massive step up. He was a blue chip prospect for a long time with the PBC. And I expect a brilliant, to be honest with you, Andy, the undercard is unbelievable. Watch Cruz Dezern against Cederos, the undisputed super middleweight world championship. It's going to be phenomenal.
Seen the UFC have announced a show on July 23rd in London. That's obviously been one of the dates touted for Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk too. Just your thoughts on that? Yeah,
Dana messaged me 2 days ago and said, look, we're thinking about going on the 23rd. Are you going with AJ that night? I said, possibly. He said, do you want me to move it? And I said, no. I said, we'll work on the start times. If that date does take place, it will be in the Middle East. So we'd go earlier in the night, it'd be about 9 o'clock main event, something like that. So we just work together on the start times. He said that obviously it's difficult to get the O2, and I said to him, just crack on. So I'm going to catch up with him in Vegas next week and we'll talk through it all. But we're not confirmed for 23rd yet anyway.
I was about to say, I've heard a lot of reports coming back to me about Saudi or the Middle East at least will be where the fight ends up.
Coming back to you?
Yeah,
what, on the inside?
Sources, Ed. Sources.
It could be. It's one of those where you could announce the fight, right? And right now there's a 50-50 chance that it could be July 23rd in the Middle East. And if it lands, you go, hey, do you know what I mean? I had the sources. So, there you go.
Bam Rodriguez and Rung Vazal, brilliant fight.
Yeah, and the card, unbelievable. Quadruple header, June 25th in San Antonio. That card's gone down so well. Bam Rodriguez, one of the new stars of boxing, against Rung Vazal, great fight. Julio Cesar Martinez, rematch against Arroyo, Mexico against Puerto Rico. Akhmad Aliyev against Rios. Jessica McCaskill against Ibarra, great fight for the undisputed. Massive card, and we're on fire, to be honest with you.
Final thing, Ed, Canelo and Usman. What have you made of their exchanges of such?
It's good. I mean, the numbers are through the roof, but we'd take that fight all day long in a boxing match. I'm not sure Dana would, but maybe I'll talk to him about it next week.
Right, Eddie, thank you.
Cheers.